Hi.
Can I ask a couple about Palhinha? Ruben Amorim managed him at two clubs, Braga and Sporting. Did you pick up the phone to Ruben at all when you were doing your due diligence on Palhinha before signing him here?
No, not true. No,
No,
other references.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Where did you go for references? Are you able to say?
Yes, I can think I went to assistant coach from Fulham. Yeah.
And I don't know whether you saw the Carragher analysis on him on Monday Night Football. He did a big analysis on the game.
No, say it again. Sorry.
I don't know whether you saw the Carragher analysis of Palhinha on Monday Night Football.
No.
Because a big thing about his lack of line breaking passes, so he just basically passes sideways. There's been some talk around Palhinha that everyone knows his strengths and what he gives the team. Do you have to accept that you miss something attacking with him, or can he do that?
I think every player have strengths and weaknesses. I think Palhinha has been, in many ways, extremely good for us. Exactly what we needed. I think he's been a big part of make the team more competitive, I would say, and solid, and not only when the sun is shining, but also on a rainy day. And there's unfortunately a few rainy days in the season, or 30 minutes, or tough games where you need players that you 100% can rely on, that do the job, defend fantastically, and I think that, and also bring that competitive attitude to the squad and the players, his teammates. I think he's our second top scorer, which is not bad either. So he does something good offensively. Maybe he's not playing the most balls through the lines compared to other midfielders, but that's not his role. If you want one that can do everything, there's very, very few of them out there. So you need to try to build the team so we have a little bit of everything in it, and that's what we're trying. So in general, I'm very happy with Joao.
And what about him with Bentancur? Is that mix something that can evolve more, or do you see them as a good partnership in there?
Yeah, I think they've done, I must say, well in a lot of games. I've been happy with that. I think it's one thing is that partnership. It's also what is the four players in front and what is the structure we have in general in the team that we need to constantly build on. But in general, I'm happy with both players' performance. I think they have been two of the how can I say stable performers so far this season.
Just last one. Would you be keen to take up his option?
I think we are very happy with Joao right now in every aspect. What will happen in the summer, we will need to see in the summer. Right now, I'm 3 months into my time here, and we are building something, and I'm very happy with Joao.
Tom.
Hi Thomas.
Hi.
Back to Brian from Boomer.
Yeah.
You've developed a lot of players over the years, but maybe he's the most impressive example where you've taken from in the Championship to a 20-goal forward in the Premier League. Can you sort of explain a bit about how you worked with him and how you improved him, and what you can take from that when it comes to working with someone like Brennan Johnson here?
I think, of course, it's a lot of it is also down to Brian's mindset and how he works with a lot of things himself, because the player is the player that they need to be willing to work hard to develop every single day through good times and tough times. We always say that, but I think worked a lot over the years with him and the other coach as well, with how we develop his, I can say, goal scoring abilities. The first season he came in, I think he scored 16, 17 goals. It was incredible coming from Ligue 2 in France and going straight into the Championship. So there's a lot about over the years how he's arriving in the box, how he's finishing, but also his more consistency in the hold-up play, so didn't lose too many easy balls. And there was probably a little bit on that mental side of it, to be consistent, don't be too frustrated if it doesn't go too well. And right now I think he's close to not the perfect player, but a complete winger in many ways. He got pace, he can dribble, he can cross the ball, he can score goals, he can arrive on the last line. He works incredible hard. He is, he's a good team player. So yeah, decent player.
Using that example of how to develop your own players now.
Yeah, I would say that's what I try to do through all my years in football. Of course, I know it's about winning and put a team out there that can win. But my mindset has always been to develop people. So that's what I try to do with the players we have here, together with the very, very good coaching staff we have. And how I do it is, try to have a positive approach to it. Of course, sometimes we need to be a little bit more firmer in spells, but it's about development. It's about, let's say, Brennan. How does he be more positive? What is his position when we build up? How does he arrive in the box? How is his linker play? Does he work hard enough? And that's conversations, that video clip, that is feedback, but it's constant feedback day in, day out.
I know you don't read the press or follow what the sort of narrative about Tottenham at the moment, but one of the debates has been about Brennan Johnson. He was obviously top scorer last year, scored a goal in the final, and a lot of question marks about how he fits in to the Thomas Frank era. He obviously had a mixed night the other night, scored a brilliant goal, got sent off though as well, perhaps harshly. What do you view as his role in your team going forward? Not only positionally, but also responsibility.
I think first of all, I got 20 players, so I can only play 11. Then we need some that need to come off the bench, and I say this year we hopefully play more than 60 games, so that's a lot of games. That's one thing. In Brenner's case, I think he very aware of all his strengths. Also, he started the season well by starting, I can't remember what it was, definitely a few, 3 or 4 games, scored against Burnley and against Man United. And every single time he then comes in, then he scores against Doncaster, then he scores against Copenhagen. So I think he got something that is extremely important, the ability to score goals. That's quite good. And then arriving in the box and also on the counters, I think that's a super strength of his. So there's a lot of bits I like from him. I think he is good to also to produce crosses and play and run on the side in those situations. I think he's a tactical, clever player. I think he's a good player.
And just lastly, back to Solanke. You mentioned a few weeks ago about Dragosin being involved in a friendly during this international break.
Yeah.
Is there any chance of Solanke being involved in that?
Yeah. Most likely not.
And with that in mind, given it's November now,
Yeah.
and this has been going on for a while, is it fair to fans to expect him to play again before 2026?
I do hope so. I would say let's see what will happen after the international break. We are still going steps forward, so it's on track so far. Welcome. Hi.
I think Spurs ranked 19th for shots per match this season in the league. You spoke at Brentford about sort of making the chance bigger rather than regularly shooting from distance. So is that low shot count by design? What do you put that down to?
I think 19th is probably not the. Then you need to be super, super, super good at creating the chances bigger, which I still think is a very important thing to do. I don't know the exact stat, but I'm pretty sure we don't top on creating the chances bigger. I don't know if you have that stat, but I think it's I don't know, but I think it's probably a sign of that. We talked about it a few times, that the free flow attacking is not at the level we want yet. That said, which is I think quite natural with where we are with unfortunately a little bit new players and a little bit injured players. I think that's just part of it. No excuses. It's up to me to do what we can to make sure we put a competitive team out there, while we keep adding those layers to be more able to create more shots and also, but especially high quality shots.
Is it also sometimes maybe a confidence thing in terms of players? Sometimes easier to play an extra pass rather than take responsibility for shooting.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't thought. Maybe, yeah, I haven't thought about that because I think it's the right thing to take extra pass. I think it's good, but it's more if in that case the right thing to shoot. Then of course he should shoot.
And would you want the approach to sort of be different at home compared to away? Is there sort of benefit at home, even if it's not a great statistical situation, maybe in terms of getting the crowd engaged?
Yeah, I thought about that, but then I'm always a little bit aware of contradicting myself with messages to the players. But of course, I'm aware if you shoot and create an opportunity and energy into the crowd is important. But I still prefer not to shoot for 35 yards. That's probably not the best idea. But in good positions, in balance, I think it's a good idea.
Tom, and then finish with John, please.
Thomas, you speak so highly of Mbeumo. Would you like to sign him in the summer?
He's a very good player. He's playing for Man United, and I'm very happy for him.
Just looking at the table at the moment, there's 3 points between 3rd and 11th. How many teams do you think this season are sort of going to the top 4?
Good question. I don't know. I think it's. I think in general, I think the Premier League this season is probably the most competitive Premier League I've seen. This is my 5th year here, and every team is just so even. There's so little between the teams. If I see the other games, I'm thinking, right a little between. I heard Slot talk about his Villa game. Small margins in that game as well. It is the smallest momentum change in games. It's not. It's very, very competitive.
Do you think that idea that the big 6 that we sort of got used to for so long is now completely out the window?
I definitely think I've said that also last couple of years. I think there's been, the traditional big 6. I think Newcastle is in there around the top 7. I think Villa is up there. Then that's suddenly 8. And then there's teams that have done fantastic over last year. Let's say Brighton, now Bournemouth also. So it's very, very competitive. And then it is just a different beast when you want to be up there to play Europe and compete in the league.
I was going to say, with that in mind, how much of an advantage is it for a team like Man United where they don't have European competition as legal?
No doubt it's an advantage. No doubt. I said from the beginning we want to be able to compete in both, because that's if we want to get where we want to be, we need to be able to perform in Champions League, Europa League, and still top perform in the league. There's no two ways about it. That's for the fans, the status, the money, everything what we want, achieve, ambitions. But to have a week to prepare for a game, to have the freshness, that means something.
Spurs lost a lot of games last season. Actually, they won 4 out of 4 against Man United. When we go back and look at those games, Europa League final, for example.
Yeah, we watch. I think it's. I didn't watch that back now because I think we looked at Man United now, and it was not the best game. What was it? No, so I know, but it was a great win. It was the most important thing. So more watch. Also, there's new players for Man United, so it's more looking into that.
Thank you.
John, to finish, please.
You mentioned earlier on that you were saying that Spurs are far from where you want them to be. Is this something that has to be sorted out in transfer windows, or is it the squad you've got?
No, I think it's. I think there's two things. I think it's always take a little bit of time to get your team to fully firing where you want it to be, and compete consistent every match. So we don't have too many. Let's say we lost to Chelsea, but it was a much better performance. Okay, then probably a lot of people will be disappointed or whatever critical questions. But for me, it was the performance is the most important thing. Because can you have consistent performances, then you just know you can turn things around better. So for me to be consistent in every game-ish, playing in, how can I say, be even more clear in the offensive part of the game. I think to compete on the defensive side, I think we ticked it quite well. And then of course, I think every coach wants a fully fit squad. To select from when you want to put a competitive team out there. I think that's no complaints. I know we will play I know we'll do well tomorrow against Man United, but it's quite good to have all your good players available compared to not.
Does that mean that you also need some Thomas Frank signings? Thomas Franks?
I think, as I said at the beginning, I think we had a good squad. So I like to see first and foremost with the players we have here fully fit and available, ready. I think that's the most important thing.
Finally, what did you make of that final, the UEFA final, when you were watching it as a neutral?
A game that meant a lot to both clubs and teams, but it's not often a final is a fantastic, beautiful football game. This wasn't, but for us it was a fantastic win.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.